It's important to note that negative emotions, such as anger and outbursts, may not always be indicative of narcissistic traits. Factors such as chemical imbalances or head injuries may be the root cause. However, narcissistic rage encompasses a wide range of behaviors, including explosive outbursts, episodes of wrath, and passive-aggressive acts like simmering resentment. Narcissists may become enraged if they are not the center of attention they desire, even if more pressing matters require attention. When their demands and desires are ignored, they may respond with disproportionate, exaggerated, and often violent or passive-aggressive fury. This behavior is discouraging because it shatters their perfect self-image. How can this happen when narcissists typically prioritize their external appearance the most? Today, I would like to discuss the effects of a narcissistic injury on the narcissist. How do they feel about it, and why do they behave this way? Narcissistic wounds take various forms, and each stage has a range of possibilities. However, I will focus on the worst type of narcissistic injury and the typical response it elicits from the narcissist. Narcissistic wounds, also known as wounded ego, are emotional traumas that destroy the narcissist's sense of self-worth and pride. They often occur as a result of criticism of the narcissist's fabricated identity. The narcissist's response may vary slightly depending on the severity of the wound. Nonetheless, regardless of the extent of the injury, they will always behave in a specific manner. To be succinct, let's examine the typical reaction of a narcissist to a narcissistic injury when you inflict harm on them. Furthermore, it's essential to understand that even if the narcissist acknowledges their mistake and seeks treatment, which is rare, they are more likely to flee and behave as though nothing happened. If the narcissist despises someone to the point where it defies explanation, they may stoop so low as to place a curse or hex on the target or hire a hitman to eliminate them. There is no limit to what a narcissist would do if they could persuade someone else to do the dirty work without fear of repercussion. When a narcissist experiences a narcissistic wound, their shadow self emerges. They may play the victim card, but this is just a ploy to divert attention away from their true objectives. If you can detect that something is amiss and the degree of animosity they hold, you can concentrate on it. They will display it straight from their eyes. Several negative emotions come into play when a narcissist suffers a narcissistic injury. Fear, anger, hatred, and embarrassment are some of the most prominent. This only serves to exacerbate the narcissist's inherent negativity. The combination of insult, exposure, and abandonment is too much for a narcissist to handle. The harm caused by each narcissistic insult is cumulative, making them increasingly melancholic and unpleasant to be around. If a narcissist is denied the satisfaction of revenge, enduring it for any length of time can drive them to madness or fury. Narcissists have little desire to heal their wounds and move on. They refuse to let go of their grudges or their denial, making it increasingly difficult to improve as they age. If you have bruised someone's ego, it's best to let them self-destruct in peace. The narcissist's pride is shattered, and in turn, they feel ashamed, which is quickly suppressed by anger. Consequently, the narcissist becomes obsessed with seeking revenge. Narcissists are incapable of forgiving, regardless of the severity of the offense. They cannot even pretend to forgive, so it does not matter if they claim to have forgiven. Instead, they will be plotting their revenge and devising new ways to get back at you. Their preferred method of punishment is the infamous smear campaign, which can be done privately or publicly. Sometimes, the narcissist may speak ill of you and then turn around and act as if nothing happened. I am not referring to the lifetime smear campaign here, but rather to narcissistic injuries that can push the narcissist even further. In addition to all of this, you can strike a blow to a narcissist that is so severe that they are unable to recover. When their sense of self-importance and grandeur disintegrates before their very eyes, and the truth of who or what they are sets in, the resulting guilt becomes unbearable. The narcissist's breaking point may be triggered by a variety of factors that revolve around the question of what causes the most pain to the narcissist. These are the situations that would cause the narcissist the most pain and open the deepest wounds in their narcissistic psyche. I have elaborated on three things: abandonment, exposure, and insult, that would cause the most pain to the narcissist. Those who manage to inflict all three on narcissists at once will cause the most damage. There are two extreme reactions that may follow. The narcissist will either avoid this person at all costs out of fear or become the object of the narcissist's obsessive desire to destroy them. If the latter is the case, simply looking at the person who hurt them may cause them to drop their guard. When things get this bad, the narcissist has no choice but to admit that they do not like the other person and stop trying to act cordially. They would rather have the person killed if possible. For a person with an extreme personality like a narcissist, suffering a narcissistic injury of this magnitude can have devastating effects, not only on themselves but also on the people around them. The narcissist will take further steps depending on the intensity of the emotions they are experiencing. If they feel afraid, they may think there is no way out of the situation. Even if they acknowledge their mistakes and seek treatment, which rarely works, they are more likely to escape and act as if nothing happened. The narcissist may even stoop so low as to try to place a curse or hex on the target or hire a hitman to eliminate them if their hatred for them is so intense that it defies explanation. There is no limit to what a narcissist would do if they could get someone else to perform the dirty work for them without it ever coming back to them. When a narcissist suffers a narcissistic wound, their shadow self emerges. They may play the victim card, but that's just a ploy to draw attention away from their genuine goals. However, if you are aware of what you're doing, you can identify that something is wrong and the level of animosity they hold. They will show it to you directly from their eyes. Several negative emotions come into play when a narcissist suffers a narcissistic injury. Some of the most significant ones are anxiety, anger, hatred, and shame. This only amplifies the narcissist's inherent negativity. The combination of insult, exposure, and abandonment is too much for a narcissist to handle. As with every other narcissistic injury, the harm done cannot be undone. The cumulative effect of their narcissistic insults is to make them increasingly gloomy and unpleasant to be around. Being denied the satisfaction of vengeance can drive a narcissist to insanity or wrath if they have to endure it for any length of time. Narcissists have little desire to heal their wounds and move on. They refuse to let go of their grudges or their denial, making it such that the possibility of improvement diminishes with age. If you have wounded someone's ego, it is best to let them destroy themselves in peace. I hope this video has been useful to you. Please share a time when you inflicted a narcissistic wound on someone and how they responded. As always, I hope you'll join me again soon. Please feel free to ask any questions or make any comments in the space provided below. And for future videos, please consider subscribing to our channel and clicking the bell button below. Thank you so much for your time.
So, before we end today's video, let's summarize this video first. Have you ever been in a relationship with someone who meant everything about themselves even when it wasn't relevant? Or someone who got angry or upset when they weren't the center of attention even if there were more important things to worry about? This behavior is typical of narcissistic individuals. Narcissists can experience narcissistic wounds which occur when their sense of self-worth is damaged. When this happens, they may lash out, seeking revenge or trying to make themselves feel better by belittling others. Narcissistic wounds can be caused by things like criticism of the narcissist's fabricated identity, and they can make the narcissist feel emotions like fear, anger, hatred, and embarrassment. When they experience a narcissistic injury, their shadow self emerges and they may play the victim card to deflect attention away from their true objectives. They might also become obsessed with seeking revenge, even if the offense is relatively minor. So, to avoid triggering a narcissistic injury in someone, it's best to avoid bruising their ego or causing them to feel abandoned, exposed, or insulted. Inflicting all three at once can cause the most significant damage. If you are dealing with a narcissistic individual, it's important to keep your distance and not engage in behavior that could be perceived as threatening. Remember, narcissistic individuals are unlikely to seek treatment or try to improve themselves, so it's best to focus on your own well-being and avoid getting caught up in their drama. By understanding narcissistic wounds and how they impact the narcissist's behavior, you can protect yourself and maintain healthy relationships with others. Well, I think that's all I can say in today's video. I hope you find this video informative, and if you have anything to say, please don't hesitate to write them in the comment section below. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.